Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Piki Choco, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about some exciting stuff, so I'll mention some of those quickly. So KUKI or KUKI Ninja, whatever you may call her, so a new information about her and also when she might be introduced into the game, new 2.2 weapons and additional info, which is kind of a reflection of the positive change MiHoYo is trying to make, and a heart-to-heart talk about expectations of 2.3 and how it's a very important factor for the future of Genshin Impact. So before we get into all of that, I just want to ask if you want to enter the 2 blessings giveaway, which is ending in a few days. It's the topmost link in the description, and make sure to subscribe so that you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. Alright, now that we're done talking, let's actually get into the video right now. Boom! So the 2.2 weapons have been dropped today with some interesting info, so let's talk a bit about it. So we get to see a 5-star bow and a 4-star claymore. So when comparing Polo Star to Skyward Hop, the base attack seems to be low but has been highly compensated with an additional 11 or 12% more crit rate, but notably the passives of both of these weapons are different, as Skyward Harp is more focused towards Child's Kit, providing a good boost towards his elemental and burst skill. In case of Polar Star, it seems to be an easy stacking weapon which will ultimately help Child in spamming his E and Q. So both of these weapons look good, and indeed it will be an interesting comparison between these two. Now the most important thing in both of these weapons were the additional information, and that is the pre-farming required for these weapons. Now players can actually get to pre-farm before the release of these weapons, which is a very good and positive thing, and a sure sign that MiHoYo has at least started listening a bit to the players. And the 4-star weapon also looks a bit more decent and promising, and I hope they do the same for the characters that are to be released in the future. So now moving on to KUKI Ninja, we can see her naming from the official character voice lines of Sayu, and it seems that she is not very positive about Itto and KUKI Ninja, and we also get to know that she might be a sidekick of Arataki Itto, who's highly speculated to be a playable character in the upcoming future. Now I actually came up with interesting info and found 2 mentions of KUKI. So first of all, KUKI has 2 different meanings. One of them is associated with the Southeast Asian culture, and the other is a city which is located in Japan. So the second one caught my attention because if we take a look at Inazuma, it is seen to have a heavy influence of Japanese cultures in terms of character designs like Yaimiku, Ball, Ayaka, Yoimiya, and even Sayu. So it wouldn't be a surprise if we see her in the future being heavily influenced by Japanese culture. Now that we know some official info about Arataki Itto from the NPCs itself, about him being a kind and generous person, it is safe to assume that KUKI Ninja would indeed be a good person, as Sayu is describing her to be Itto's sidekick, and as Itto has been described as a strong person, I'm hoping the same for KUKI Ninja. Now there's no information about her playability or anything. I've just tried to speculate with my personal theory, and I really hope they introduce her as a playable character in the future. So it will be very interesting to watch how they introduce us to the storyline in the future, and hopefully they give us some good surprises and great experiences, because that's what everyone is wanting and expecting right now. Now moving on to some heart-to-heart talk and expectations about 2.3. So right now we're at patch 2.2, which is pretty much seen as a similar phase of content that players experienced in 1.6 during the Golden Archipelago Islands. So apart from daily farming, artifact grinding, and some few repetitive activities, there's been not much to do, which is kind of making all the players feel weird and confusing at the same time. Now I would like to divide these expectations into 2 categories. The first is characters and the second is endgame content. So characters are the most demanding things that the players are wanting right now, which is pretty obvious in a gacha game, and it seems that rerunning of a character for the second time has not got quite well. But at the same time, we have to consider one thing. Although this anniversary may not have been that great, but indeed it has got some new players who might be wanting the previous characters that the veteran players have been enjoying with, and it's the veteran players who want to experience some new characters and want to try on some new reactions and new builds. Now keeping 2.2 aside, what possibly could be done in 2.3 to avoid this confusion? It's simple. Maintain a balance between the rerun characters and the new characters. That is, releasing of new character in the first half and the rerun character in the second half, or vice versa. In this way, there will be a proper balance, and the players will possibly get an opportunity to decide on the characters based on their priority. Now talking about the endgame content, players are not expecting that big of a change from 2.3, but seem to count on Chasm as its initiation, and I'll ultimately Sumeru as the proper region for it to happen. So I'm very hopeful that they bring something new in 2.3, at least new characters and few additional areas like DLCs and some interesting stuff, and I'll be looking forward to that. So that's basically it for today's video. Just thought I would have a heart-to-heart talk about what's happening in 2.2, 2.3 expectations, and hopefully a new character KUKI Ninja about which players are excited about. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, consider doing it so as you won't miss on any latest news and stuff related to Genshin like this. As always, I'll see you soon in the next video. Until then, stay safe and stay picky.